Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and is holding a long sharp sword in its hand, then it's probably an infantry unit, which I'm hoping we get to see out of both of these players, as the Viper, playing as the Aztecs in red, takes on Mr. Yo, playing as the Japanese in blue. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings or perhaps have a little bit of a conference call here, no zoom for these goats, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup that we'll be watching today. Now, the Aztecs are a warrior-monk civilization. Their monks gain 5 hit points for every technology that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monk comes with no less than 100 HP compared to the usual 30 or 45. Now, to help with the gold cost of upgrading your monks, which is pretty damn significant, any relics collected by the Aztecs generate 33% more gold, so going to be pretty important for our Aztec to thief and collect some relics. Which, by the way, when you're playing against Mr. Yo, not a small or easy thing to do. Now, to support their monks on the battlefield, all Aztec military units are produced 11% faster. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their infantry can be upgraded to get a nice +4 attack boost, which benefits their unique unit, the Jaguar Warrior, a middle-of-the-road infantry unit that comes with a pretty good attack bonus against other infantry. Now, to support their military production, Aztec villagers do carry 3 extra resources right from the very beginning of the game. And take a look at the top left of your screen. They start the game with 50 extra gold, which basically means they get loom for free, or they can train 2 militias to go and harass their opponents. Now, speaking of those opponents, we've got Mr. Yo playing as the Japanese in blue, a civilization that likes to focus on their infantry. Japanese have access to all infantry units with all barracks and blacksmith upgrades. All of their infantry starting in Feudal Age do attack 33% faster, which greatly benefits their unique unit, the Samurai, a medium infantry unit with an incredibly lightning fast attack and an attack bonus against other unique units. Now, to support their infantry on the battlefield, Japanese cavalry archers do come with a small attack bonus against archers, but the developers have recently made it very clear not against skirmishers, and their trebs can be upgraded to not only fire faster, but to pack and unpack 4 times faster. Now, Japanese towers can also be upgraded to shoot 2 extra arrows, and to help you save the resources to pay for your big army or perhaps your static defense, Japanese mills, lumber camps, and mining camps are all half price. Basically, buy one, get one free. Those are the 2 civilizations. We've seen this matchup before. It can lead to some pretty interesting infantry battles, and I am pretty interested, before we take a look at the map, which looks like the players have both spawned in big craters here, divided by a big ridge of mountains. I'm very curious in this matchup as to see who is going to be the aggressing player, because these are 2 players, the Viper, Mr. Yo, who, I mean, I don't know what the lingo is to describe it generally out in the world, but for me, they're pretty defensive players on the whole. Mr. Yo is literally the player I call the king of holds, and the Viper likes to sit back and boom, 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 and try to get the perfect army composition if he can, if he's given the opportunity. That being said, my prediction, my 2 cents, I think the Viper is going to be the one who's aggressing in this game, and for one simple reason, and one simple reason alone: he does not want to face Japanese infantry, not with the Aztecs. I mean, you can go the Jaguar Warrior route. You do get a nice big attack I was trying to say bonus or boost, and it came out as a boast. Nope, that's not the right word. It's either a +10 or a +11 for the elite against other infantry. So Jaguar Warrior is a pretty good unit in this matchup, but we've seen it recently. Not exactly a viable strategy unless you can get castles up. You can't really build 7, 8, 9, 10 castles very easily as you can with barracks, for example. So I really do think it's going to be the Viper who puts on the aggression. That being said, let's take a look at the bases and see whether or not they lend themselves to that kind of prediction, because right now both players are just exploring the very edges of each other's base. And even though I mentioned that the Aztecs with their 50 extra gold can be the ones who aggress earlier with militias, it is in fact Mr. Yo who moves out with 2 Japanese militias. And where is he moving out to? Infinity sign gold in the back of the Viper's base. Stone very exposed. The entire forward position of his base, both to the west and to the south, completely open. A few small forests circling the right side, one to the back, but this is a pretty damn open base. Additional gold to the top left, to the center, and additional stone. Where are you? Also in the back. So I like the fact that the resources, additional ones, are a little bit in the back. As both players now hit feudal, we'll see what Mysterio can get done here with these 2 militias. I suspect not a whole lot, which should give us a good opportunity to look at his base. Where is his primary gold? Ooh, a little bit exposed to the front, but he's already starting to wall this off. Stone also exposed, very much so. Although the Aztecs, unless they get their butts up to Imperial and get that Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade, not exactly a very speedy civilization. More resource patches to the back, additional stone to the left, additional gold both to the right. So I like both of these players' bases in terms of where their additional resources are. But primary resource I'd have to give to Mr. Yo, just because this is easier to wall off. I don't know what... My brain did a complete 180. I'm giving it to the Viper, not the Mysterio. The Viper's resources are much easier to protect, whereas Mysterio needs to be walled off, which is what my brain... I don't know why my brain is saying one thing, my mouth is saying another. Probably because, I don't know. Who knows? So again, I really do think the Aztec needs to hit out and needs to hit hard, which for the Aztecs is not... There we go, there's that 10 to 11 minute glitch. I wonder why so regularly it happens, but for the Aztecs shouldn't really be too hard, not when your units train 11% faster, which again, I forgot to look up. It's on my list of things to do. Either you get 9 units trained in the time it takes the generic civs to train 10, or 10 while the others train 11. So it's a small advantage, but one that can accrue over time to give you an extra 5, 6, 7 units, which in a battle is pretty damn good. We never really see armies that are, you know, 150 army size, unless we're talking about deathmatch, which you guys should definitely check out the Fastest Chaos Deathmatch tournament games that I've been casting, and the finals should be coming out any minute now, by the way, and the finals hopefully are actually being played while I cast this game, and I'm trying not to spoil myself, but it should be a pretty fun series. Let's see what the players are doing, because both of them have kind of stopped aggressing against the other, even though their army supplies are pretty damn healthy. 7 Aztec warriors taking on 9 Japanese, but the Aztec doesn't really need to worry too much that he's down 2 villagers. Villagers are identical. He's down 2 army count because he has defender's advantage, and Mr. Yo's majority of his army is here on the left side of the map, taking a very wide route of exploration. I'm assuming he's doing this because he just does not want the Viper to find him. And we'll see why not. For now, okay, he's pulling the Viper's attention here all the way to the right side of the screen, while a sneaky band of archers comes in through the left. And finally, at the 13 to 14 minute mark of the game, we have our first kills of the game. Looks like our Japanese has killed 2 units, lost 1 militia for the price of it, as that Billy Club meets the bow and arrow, and the bow and arrow wins. So Mr. Yo, okay, did a good job. Unfortunately, the archers just didn't get here on time. I mean, I'm assuming that's what he was doing, right? Pulling the Viper all the way over here while his archers attack through here. I don't know that the Viper has necessarily seen this. And Mr. Yo, again, he's just keeping his opponent completely in the dark. Let's see what he sees. And now, oh no, the archers pop out. 1 volley, 2 volley, 3 volley is enough to kill 1 villager. So he should be able to get a good amount of damage here. Fantastic get there by Mr. Yo. 3 dead Aztec villagers immediately. But look at this. The Viper wants to wall him out of this wood line. But while doing so, he's exposing a whole bunch of villagers here. Maybe another death? Oh, no. Okay, but an expensive get here for Mr. Yo. We'll see if he targets the villagers to the right or if he just keeps moving. I guess he's just going to keep moving. What are you, little blue dot? You are another archer heading over. But these 5 archers have put in the work, and now he's going probably up and left and down. Little does he know that he is about to get trapped. The Viper here loses his civilian population, but realizes, hey, I have an opportunity. I might just be able to trap Mr. Yo in here. I wonder why he's going this way. He knows that this area is not accessible to these archers. And oh, Mr. Yo just decides to go right back straight into the arms of these archers. Kill count 8 to 7. Mr. Yo has 4 villager kills, but was it worth 5 archers? As another band comes in. Okay, so I was completely wrong about who I think is going to be the aggressor in this game. And this is what I'm really curious. Whenever I see players like this, that, again, I want to call it defensively, defensive players. When they play against each other, either you have a situation where they just boom both of them, and then you have a titanic clash of late castle, early to mid imperial armies, or you have this non-stop feudal aggression, more and more range units coming out of our Japanese. He's ahead 6 villagers. He's almost got the resources to go up to Castle Age. Viper has the gold, doesn't have anywhere close to the food. Surprised he has the gold, having lost all the villagers, but I guess he repurposed some food villagers for gold villagers, which explains why he's down. But now he sold his stone. He's buying food. He is very close. He's actually going to go up ahead of Mr. Yo. And he's second now. Yes, he does. How far ahead of Mr. Yo, as Mr. Yo continues to lose villagers. And uh-oh, he's going to get trapped in here. This is the last place you want to be when you're fighting against the Viper. The Viper does not want to risk any more villagers. He's lost 1 more. He's down 5 villagers in the kill count, 6 villagers in total. And Mr. Yo is going up about 15 or so seconds behind his opponent. Scout with 5 HP is on relic duty, no doubt. Who will be the first to get a relic? I mean, you're never wrong betting that Mr. Yo is going to be the first one to get a relic. Doesn't matter who he's playing. If it's the Viper, if it's MBL, if it's Hera, if it's ACCM, if it's Heart. It doesn't really matter who he's playing. Betting that Mr. Yo will be the first one to take a relic is always a safe bet. It's like one of those bets that pays, you know, you bet $10 and you win like 11. It's that safe of a bet, but nothing's 100% as the scout keeps looking, but there's no more relics here. I think he's discovered the 2 that are on the left. Has he seen the one to the center? Yes, he has, but the 2 on the right he has not seen yet. Oh, okay. He's off of relic duty. Now he's got a death wish. I don't know why he's moving in here, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Did Mr. Yo need to free population space? No, he didn't. He's got 20. The Eagles are out. The Eagles are out, and let's see what this archer army for our Japanese is going to do about that, because for now, these are still scouts. Oh, he's going man-at-arms. Okay, so he's going to go infantry play to counter these Eagles. And let's see what the Viper decides to do here. Where is the Eagle Warrior upgrade? You do not want just basic scouts, especially no. Okay, he's getting supplies. He's getting scale mail armor. So we know which direction Mr. Yo wants to go. He wants to have all of the amazing attack bonuses against Eagles. And now with the long swordsman, I believe it's a +6 attack against these Eagles, which their HP right now is not the greatest. Ooh, it will be a little bit better in 30 seconds once they're upgraded to warriors, and they're going to be able to take on these archers much better, even though right now they have 4 armor, so their longevity is going to be pretty good, but their attack is going to be kind of middle of the road. 7 base attack. Gambesons even. Okay. So our Japanese does not want to take even the smallest amount of damage from these 4 skirmishers, which little does he know, this is the entire archer force that the Viper has as he continues to chase these archers down. And Monsieur is going to see that these are now Eagle Warriors. Another town center going up for him. The Eagles need to be careful. They need to be careful. Their armor is good, but not against a full town center. And now the longswordsman, was I right about the +6? I was right about the +6. That's good. 1 right call per game is basically what I'm aiming for. And look at that. 5 against 2, and the 2 beat back the 5. Now the Eagles do have the speed, so they'll be able to do exactly what they're doing now, which is dispersing across the map like a fart in a room. And look at that. 3-on-1, and the 1 still gets it. Amazing get there. It looks like another Eagle died here on the left side as well. And now the Viper's in a bit of trouble. This is exactly why I think he needed to put on the aggression. Although that being said, I see the Viper's monk coming out first Does Mr. Yo have any monks training? No, he doesn't. He's going cav archers. So I lost my bet. I bet 10 bucks. I thought I was going to win 11. Instead, I lose the entire 10. 7 base attack, still armor a little better, HP a little better, speed I believe also a little better. Now the eagle has to get out of here. You can't take on a town center, not just by your lonesome. Oh, he's gonna see that the Viper is getting relics. Okay, so maybe okay. So I haven't lost my bet against myself just yet, because technically if you listen to the wording of what I said the first to get a relic, and so far no player has really gotten a relic. Although I suspect the Viper's going to definitely get that relic. The monkey is about to come out. Mr. Yo not trading any monks of his own. Sorry, I got lost in the cav archers there for a second. What are the upgrades like for Mr. Yo? No attack upgrades, 1 armor upgrades, but when he's going up against Feudal Age skirmishers and archers, does he really need any of these upgrades? And now he's in 1 location. 2 location. He's gonna get the monk again. Another loss there for the Viper. That's 100 gold. Another 100 gold down the shitter. Town center cannot be taken down by individual units. Not in this stage of the game. You are not a ram. You are just an infantry unit. I thought that was a monk. What happens if no player collects a relic? Do I still lose my bet? I guess if the win condition is one of them has to, if none of them do, then definitely it is a loss. Okay, Mr. Yo adding in a few cav archers. Now remember, they do come with a +2 attack bonus now against archers. Sorry, what the hell is a -2 against skirmishers? Now, cavalry resistance -3, we know what that is. That's the Ethiopian Royal Heirs upgrade. But what the hell is a -2 against skirmishers? Very interesting. I thought the change to the Japanese in the latest patch, they just removed skirmishers from the bonuses. Now it looks like there's a negative bonus. Why is there a negative bonus? Do the Aztecs have some kind of Royal Heirs technology all of a sudden that makes their skirmishers take less damage from cav archers? What am I missing? Somebody in the comments let me know if you've made it this far in the video. First of all, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about betting against myself, whatever the hell that means. But number 2, skirmisher -2. What does that mean? Viper gathering his army. The Viper is the first to get the relic. I don't know why I'm so excited. I just lost 10 bucks against myself. But Mr. Yo is pushing in on the left. He's got an archer on the right being annoying. On the right as well, some cav archers. One of them already dead to a skirmisher crossbow combo. Let's see what Mr. Yo can get done here with 5 long swordsmen. Where are the upgrades for him? I mean, they are giving as good as they're getting. This is just absolutely crazy how 5 units can survive so long. Ooh, he's broken in the wall off to the northwest. He's trying to penetrate through the west itself. I don't know that these villagers are going to be enough. Oh my god, the Viper behind us. No, you keep building, No, Mr. Yo. Well, that I didn't expect. That I didn't expect at all. What is going on in the map that's what happened? I'm looking at the Viper's base. I see blue dots streaming across the map. 4 more swordsmen of the long variety. Attack upgrades non-existent. Armor upgrades barely, with a little bit of gambesons, which I guess helps against the town center. But the Viper's base penetrated here to the northwest, penetrated here through the west. Over here, he's going to get a dead villager. Mr. Yo is going to get a villager kill. And now all of a sudden, these villagers are going to be exposed because these cav archers can just park themselves outside here. And holy moly, I did not expect that to happen. But I also didn't realize that the Mr. Yo has busted in through the Viper's base, not only on the left, but also on the right. And he is not stopping his aggression. There are so many units. 19 army supply to 15, 77 villager count to 70. Not a huge disparity, but one that can snowball. And like I said, this, by the way, is exactly why I thought the Viper would be the one putting on the aggression. Because this is the last thing you want happening to you. And by the way, look at the attack speed on these long swordsmen. So usually infantry, where are the eagles? They attack on a 2. And when I say attack on a 2, I mean there's a 2-second delay. See the third from last stat there. There's a 2-second delay between when they attack. These guys 1.5. So in a normal battle, when you have 7 or 8, let's say 10 seconds where you attack into each other, the eagle will attack 5 times. These guys will attack almost 7, which shows you how much more powerful that that Japanese feature is. And we saw it recently as when the samurai took on the Jaguar warriors. And the who do they take on? And my brain is drawing a blank. Oh my goodness, my brain. It was no, I think it was Jaguar warriors. Okay, yeah, I think it was Jaguars. And we just saw how powerful the samurai can be. But ultimately, Mr. Yo, with the aggression, let's take a look at his base. 1, 2, 3 town centers. He's starting to get the stone up for a castle. But ultimately, the Viper here, did he need to resign? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? It's a big question mark for me if the Viper should have resigned right now. I get it that your base has been busted in through on 2 sides. I get it. You don't know that, but your casters with the God's Eye vision know that there's another mini army heading your way. This is very exposed. And with Gambesons, these guys with 3 armor against a crossbow that attacks on a 6, the crossbow's not going to do any damage to them. But up here, realistically, if these villagers run to the town center, number one, the longswordsman cannot chase, even with Gambesons. You can't chase into a fully garrison town center. That's just, you're just not going to survive very long. But on the chase itself, probably he'll kill 2 villagers, 3 villagers, at most 4. I don't even think he's going to get 4, unless there's a bunch of injured ones. Yeah, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 injured ones. So maybe he'll get 4. My guesstimate, probably 2 or 3. Should the Viper have resigned? I mean, he is down. He's seen the score. He's down about 20% in score. He's up 2 town centers to 3. He does have an army, a significant army, but it's a lame duck army. What can it do? What do you do with an Eagle Warrior with 55 HP against a unit that attacks on a 9 and has a 6 bonus? So this guy has 2 armor. So 7 plus 6 is 13 damage per shot. You do 7 attack, and he's got 2 armor. So you do 5 damage. Your opponent attacks you, reduces 13 of your HP. You attack him back and reduce 5 of his HP. So it's just not exactly a fair fight. Or you pivot this way and try to go after the Cav Archers, in which case, believe me, Mr. Yo's just going to right-click them here and pull your Eagles out of position. But you do still have 2 town centers that you could have run into. So I don't know that the Viper needed to GG here. That being said, maybe he sees like a chess player 5 moves ahead and realizes with this never-ending stream of infantry, that's just going to give Mr. Yo the ability to gobble up all the resources on the map. By the way, just like we saw the Viper do when he was Saracens, he just planted himself everywhere, gobbled up all the resources, and built a absolute beast of an army. And this game, Mr. Yo is threatening to do that exact same thing. So whether or not he should have, the Viper does GG. 22 Eagles, 27 Longswordsmen. I mean, if this goes up against this all dies. And I'd imagine there's probably going to be 20 Longswordsmen left. But look at that PKPM right in the middle of the game for the Viper. Hera levels, PKPM beginning of the game for Mr. Yo, although not his usual 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds at the beginning of the game. Economy is nothing really to write home about. I mean, the percentage-wise, it's like a 30% bigger economy for our Japanese, who takes all the resources except gold. And the Viper here with that $10 bet that I lost has 107 gold. No conversions whatsoever. Kill count can't be that high. 42 to 41, 5 villager kills to 1. Maybe it's these 5 villager kills that Mr. Yo got early on that just set the Viper too far back. Sometimes when a player, doesn't matter, a noob, mid-elo, high-elo, if they feel they're falling behind too much, for example, if they lose 4 or 5 villagers in the first 15 to, I don't know, 15 or so minutes of the game, they just, it's a dispiriting thing, right? It's a psychologically damaging thing. And so they might feel like they're more behind than they actually are. We see that the Viper's behind 10% economy. Army count, not terrible. Army quality, pretty bad, because the crossbows and the Eagle Warriors are not going to do anything to Mr. Yo's army, but the villages are pretty safe. Deal with this, plug this back up, And you've got a whole bunch of space here that you can expand. You have forests here you can jack. You don't really need this forest here. You can maybe try to reach out and take some stone yourself. The Viper's 0 stone. Remember, he had to sell his stone in order to get up to castle, but seconds before Mr. Yo did, just because Mr. Yo's ability to get those villagers really pushed him back economically in the earlier stages of the game. But ultimately, it is what it is. Like I said, let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Viper should have GG'd? Should he have turtled up? Am I missing something, which is very, very possible? Or did the Viper just see a few moves ahead and realize, hey, I'm being chased by longswordsmen here with an army I cannot engage into because I have 2 units that are basically terrible at taking on these infantry units. And even though they don't move super fast, no movement speed bonus, their bonus with Eagle Warriors +6 does make them incredibly deadly. And it is with those incredibly deadly units, the surround on 1, 2, about to become 3 fronts, that Mr. Yo, our Japanese in blue, takes the game, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.